Welcome to Warner's Wheeling About. Just me messing around in my wheelchair and my cars.
Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying my content, and if you are, please subscribe, it really helps. And like, share and comment. Please let me know what you think, and if they've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. This is a video I've been meaning to make for quite a while, but for some reason didn't get round to it, been rather busy. But I've had the car now for nearly 4 months, and I've done 4,100 miles. So I think it's a good time to give you my impressions of the Mini Cooper SE. The Mini Electric was launched in 2019. The revamped version came out in 2021. Now referred to as the Mini Cooper SE, it's got 181 brake horsepower and 199 pounds-feet torque. The curb weight is 1,430 kilos, making it quite light. It's got a 0 to 62 time of 6.7 seconds and top speed of 93 miles per hour. And the braking distance is good too. Thanks to its design, front engine, front wheel drive, with the battery pack, it manages to maintain that go-kart handling feel. It really is fun to drive. It uses the CSS chargers. It can charge up to 50 kilowatts. It has a small battery, and everybody knows that obviously restricts range, but it also means that it charges pretty quickly. On a 3-pin it will do a full charge in 12 hours. On a public rapid charger it will quite easily add 50 miles in 25 minutes. So the stated range is 140 to 145. I've been getting about 127 miles. The miles per kilowatt, I'm averaging about 4.4 miles. So overall, my costs are about 3.6 pence per mile. I should add that those figures are at this time of year. During the winter, that will drop by at least 10, maybe 20%. Now, I didn't set out to buy this car. In fact, I was going to look at a Mini Countryman. And when I went to the Mini dealership, I happened to be standing next to a Mini Electric on charge, and I was very curious, and I started to look around it, and the salesman came out and said, you know, was I interested? And I said, well, I really like it, but it's a bit small for what I need, because I've got to load my wheelchair in there, and you know, lots of things that I need to carry, and it's probably too small. And he said, well, you know, would you like to try it? So I thought, why not? Nothing to lose. So we folded the back seats down and we loaded in my wheelchair, and I was very surprised to see that everything fitted. In fact, we were able to load everything in and keep one passenger seat available. So he then took us out on a test drive, and I was immediately impressed. You know, it was my first time going in a full EV. And I really like the quietness and the power, the immense instant torque. So yeah, that was it. It was a very easy decision. The price was right. I chose the level 3 because I particularly wanted to have the adaptive LED matrix headlights. Also, the level 3 comes with the head-up display, which again I find very, very useful. It also includes a sunroof, which, to be honest with you, I could live without, but I quite like it now I've got it. And the other additional thing was the Harman Kardon sound system. Again, I'm not really particularly bothered by a sound system in a car, but having said that, in an electric car, it's a different proposition. You can actually, you know, there's no musical ICE engine to listen to, and the Harman Kardon stereo system is very, very good. So and also I particularly like the light grey quilted leather interior. I find the leather is easier for me to manoeuvre my large heavy body around. Now that I've had the car and driven it for 4,000 miles, what are the impressions? Well, first of all, it's definitely a Mini. You know, we've got another Mini. We've got a 2005 Mini Cooper S Cabriolet, which we love, and we previously had the Mini Clubman Cooper S, and before that I've had a couple of classic Minis as well. So I'm a Mini guy, and this is definitely a Mini. Even to the point where it doesn't look a great deal different now since they did the facelift. There's less electric car branding on it, if you like. They've removed the yellow bar on the front of the car and replaced it with a more subtle yellow Cooper S badge. So I like the fact that it's just a Mini. What else do I like about the Mini? I suppose I have to say it's very comfortable. It's a firm ride, no doubt about that. You know, you do feel the road underneath you, but I personally find this driving seat very comfortable. It holds me in all the right places, and I can drive a long way without feeling any aches and pains. In fact, I'd say it's better than my previous Mercedes CLS 500 from that point of view. What else do I like about it? Well, got to like the economy. You know, it costs me currently about 4 pence per mile. Compare that to my Mercedes, which was 26 pence per mile, and that was before the recent huge increase in petrol prices. Our Mini Cooper costs us about 23 pence a mile, I think, 20 to 23 pence a mile. So massive saving in fuel bills. What else do I like about it? Well, it's such fun to drive. I mean, it really is. It's extremely quick when you want it to be. It's well measured in terms of you know, applying the power. The regenerative braking is a very interesting aspect of driving this car, because you find you're hardly ever using the brakes at all. And once you've got used to these controls, then you can pretty much just use the regenerative braking to bring the car to a standstill, and you'll really only use the brakes when you do have to actually stop quickly for some reason or another. So I really like that driving style. One of the other things I like about it is it's definitely a BMW. I've had several BMWs, and what I like about BMWs, apart from their obvious driving characteristics, is the quality of the build. You know, I've had Lexus, I've had Mercedes. I think BMW make the strongest car, in my opinion. And when I got into the Mini, it felt very familiar in that respect. You know, the car, this particular model is so much more solidly built than our 2005 version. I mean, that does have a lot of squeaks and creaks, and you have to be careful with some of the controls, plastic switches and stuff. But in this 2022 model, it's solid as a rock. You know, one of the things that I do need as a disabled driver is I need to be able to manoeuvre myself around in the car, and I use like the armrests on the door or the armrests between the front seats you know, to take my weight when I'm pulling myself in or out. And you know, the Mini is very solidly built. No electric seats, but manually adjustable, and you can get yourself very comfortable. The controls are quite light and easy to manoeuvre the seat about. It's only got 2 seats in the rear, but they're quite comfortable for smaller people, and you've got the Isofix points for child seats. I like the switchgear in the Mini, the fact that it's not all done through a touchscreen, that you actually get physical buttons and switches to control the air conditioning and other things such as traction control. The Mini SE has 4 driving modes. It defaults to the mid mode. If you need to save a bit of range, you can put it into green mode. In green mode, you can monitor your economy, analyze your acceleration anticipation. You can put it into green plus mode, and that will increase the range even further by shutting down the climate control and other functionality. And then, of course, if you really want to zip around and get the maximum out of the car, you can put it into sports mode. Another thing I like is the infotainment system has wireless Apple CarPlay. It can also do wireless Android if you need that. And that's great. You just get into your car and automatically the car senses your phone and opens up the Apple CarPlay onto the information system. So if you want to, you can use your Waze or your Google Maps and other apps. One of the apps that I use in this system is the ZapMap app, which is the app that you can use to plan your journeys and show you where all the different charges are. The Mini's own navigation system's quite good as well, and it does show your range on the map, which is quite handy. And the Mini has voice commands, so you can manage most of the functionality, including the navigation, through the mic. Mini also comes with its own app, Mini Connect, and I find it really useful. You can see exactly how much charge you've got at any time and whether or not the car's being charged. You can see if it's locked, unlocked. You can remotely lock and unlock. You can precondition the car as well before you go out, just to get the maximum range, and you have a complete log of all of your charging activity, so it really is good. As you can see, this little Mini converts into a pickup truck. Very handy. In addition to my wheelchair and all of our shopping, we've also got 5 50-litre bags of compost, which are 22 kilos each. So if there's only 2 of you, then don't be put off thinking that the Mini's a small car. It really isn't. It's very practical. The Mini's got excellent all-round parking sensors and a very good quality rear view camera. What don't I like about the Mini? The thing that annoys me the most is the sun visor. It's very small, and especially during the winter and the low sun coming sideways at you through the side window, you know, it's pretty much useless. It doesn't do anything at all. You know, you definitely need to bring your sunglasses with you, and you know, I believe that there is an optional extra perhaps to get a second sun visor on the driver's door side, but I haven't actually seen one, and you know, I might look into that and get one, because like I say, it really is a problem. Another thing that annoys the hell out of me is the light controls. They are down under the right hand side of the dashboard, and they're not visible, certainly when you're driving. You've just got to reach out with your hand and hope that you can find them, and again, you know, due to the ergonomics of the Mini, you know, it's not easy to reach and to control, so I really don't like the light switches. Other things that I don't like, I'm not quite sure why they have petrol pumps showing up on the sat-nav. You know, it's an electric car, the last thing you need is a petrol pump. And so it just makes the navigation map all the more confusing when you've got to decipher, you know, is that a charge location or is it a petrol pump? So hopefully that's something they could rectify pretty easily, because it can only be a software issue. Also, why do we have to have the speed, you know, the size of the font, the numbers so big, and everything else so small? I mean, probably one of the most important numbers that you want to see is your kilowatts per hour performance, and it's tiny and it's tucked down in the corner. Other things that you want to know is, you know, what's your range? Again, tiny font, difficult to see. So, you know, whilst it's all very chic and pretty, it's not very practical when you actually want to get the information. So they're probably the major things that irritate me with this car. One thing that disappointed me, on the door handles, and I mean the internal door armrests, if you like, when you put your hand through the armrest, there's quite a sharp edge to the plastic, which surprised me. I didn't think, you know, doesn't feel right at all, and I would imagine that you know, you shouldn't expect that in a BMW. You could scratch yourself on it, it's that sharp.
So that about sums up my dislikes for the Mini Cooper SE. One modification that I've made to the Mini is to add the bonnet stripes. For some reason, you can have them done at the factory if you order a petrol or a diesel version, but not an electric version. So the dealer offered to do it for me as an aftermarket accessory. We've covered about 1,000 miles a month. Our first trip actually was 340 miles, where we took the car up to the Yorkshire Dales and spent a couple of days up there driving around. It was fantastic, and we didn't have any range anxiety or charging issues. So what's my verdict on the Mini Cooper SE? Well, I think it's a brilliant little car. It's taken me a while to get used to being an EV driver, but now I actually really enjoy driving it, especially the regenerative braking and the economy. It's a very well made little car. It drives well, it handles well. It's big enough for the two of us and all of our gear, and I don't regret getting it one little bit. Really, really enjoy it. So if you're looking for an EV and you want something a little bit stylish, a little bit different, something that's fun to drive and practical, then go and test drive a Mini Cooper SE. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. It really helps me if you can give me a like and share, and please subscribe and ring that bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. See you in the next one. Bye.